Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone around the world. I'm Dr. Serish and you're watching DESI TV USA. Let's see what's happening in your world. New York City Council enables non-citizens to vote in city elections. The New York City Council on Thursday allowed hundreds of thousands of non-citizen immigrants who are in the country legally to vote in municipal elections. If the measures become law, New York would become the largest U.S. city to allow non-citizens to participate in the elections. The bill would enable more than 800,000 permanent U.S. residents or green card holders and other legally documented non-citizens to take part in the elections for city leaders, including the mayor. The non-citizen residents would not be allowed to vote in state or federal elections. Biden speaks to Ukraine's president amid Russia tensions. U.S. President Joe Biden has spoken with his Ukraine counterpart Vladimir amid ongoing efforts to defuse tensions over Russia's military build-up on the border with Ukraine. Biden and Zelensky's call comes just days after the U.S. president held a 2-hour discussion with Vladimir Putin, urging the Russian leader to take the path of diplomacy to de-escalate the situation or face harsh economic sanctions. The President of the United States informed me of the content of his negotiations with Putin, Zelensky wrote on Twitter on Thursday afternoon after what he said was a 90-minute conversation with Biden. U.S. expands Pfizer's COVID booster jab to 16 and 17 years olds. The United States is expanding access to COVID-19 booster jabs as the country contends with rising number of coronavirus infections and growing concerns over the potential spread of the new Omicron variant. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) said that it was strengthening its booster jab recommendations and encouraging everyone 16 and older they receive 2 additional Pfizer-BioNTech shot. The announcement came shortly after the U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted emergency authorization for 16 and 17-year-olds to get a third dose of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccination if it has been at least 6 months since their last jab. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky said in a statement, "We know that COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective, and I strongly encourage adolescents ages 16 and 17 to get their booster if they are at least 6 months post their initial Pfizer vaccination series." Biden said inflation data due Friday will not reflect a recent drop in some prices. President Joe Biden sought to reassure Americans on Thursday that rises in consumer prices were easing somewhat, saying that inflation data of November due on Friday would not reflect a recent drop in some prices, including energy costs. The Biden administration has been under pressure after data last month showed a key gauge of inflation running at least a 3-decade high, driven by surges in the cost of gasoline and other goods. The White House has said inflation is a global issue related to the COVID-19 pandemic, while Republicans have blamed it on the president's sweeping spending agenda. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Gutteres will attend the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, his spokesman said. The Secretary General received an invitation from the International Olympic Committee to attend the opening of the Beijing Winter Games, and he has accepted it. The rise of a new coronavirus variant has raised fears of a double-barreled hit to the U.S. economy of slowing growth and still high inflation as supply chains stutter. Local governments consider new restrictions and consumers assess the health risks of everything from dining out and traveling to returning to work. Economists so far see the risk of stagflation, that toxic blend of weak growth and strong inflation so feared by by policymakers as only half-baked. Prices are rising in the United States more notably than elsewhere, and the pace has proved more persistent than policymakers anticipated. Growth, though, is far from stagnating and seems on track to continue next year at an above-average pace that could push the United States to full employment in a matter of months. That's all for now. Keep watching and make us proud as DESI Global Community. Click our link tree and explore the social media world out there. Stay safe and blessed with your loved ones. Take care. Allah Hafiz.